What is up, everybody? It is tier list day. My name is Wes, and this is Top Shelfers. And today we are doing something just a little bit different. When you're watching my tier list, you're going to be used to we're rating things S, A, B, D, C, F, and ranking it based off of how we would fit that into that category. That was a horrible explanation, but bear with me. If you see my tier list, you know what I'm talking about. But today, we're going to do all of Quentin Tarantino's movies in a tier list fashion, except we're going to be ranking all of the movies from worst to best, or best to worst. The reason I think this is going to be fun, I think this is going to be very challenging, and if it is, I plan on doing more of these. I on my short list, right? We'll do like Christopher Nolan. Maybe we'll do some video game companies, like the best Ubisoft games to the worst Ubisoft games, or things like that. We were getting to the point where I was running out of ideas for tier lists in like the traditional sense. So I think this would be a fun little pivot. As well as I have another idea that's brewing right now, where we do like this is like highly overrated, slightly overrated, perfectly rated, slightly underrated, highly overrated or underrated, or something like that. And then we rank, TV shows, movies, whatever it is. So a little inside scoop for you guys who are interested in what's to come. But let's jump into today's tier list because I think it's going to be hard. Quentin Tarantino's movies, all 10 of them. I know he's directed a couple other things, shorts and stuff like that, but we're focusing on the meat of his career. Now, I think there's a fairly, in my opinion, there's a fairly easy bottom three. Now, I want to say this right now. Just because something is rated at the bottom doesn't mean that it's bad. In my personal opinion, Quentin Tarantino hasn't missed. He really hasn't. I can't think of a movie where I'm like, all of them are good. But when you're comparing Death Proof to Pulp Fiction, there's clearly a gap there, right? So, number 10, in my opinion, is Death Proof. Even though it's super cool, super unique, visually it's awesome, I still feel like it's the weakest of his group. And even though it's weakest, I would still say it's a 7 or an 8 or 7 out of 10 maybe, right? Coming in at number 9, we're going to put Jackie Robinson. Oh my god, Jackie Robinson. I'm a fucking idiot. We're going to put Jackie Brown at number 9. And then I didn't plan this to be funny, but number 8 is The Hateful Eight. Now, I feel like this will be the first one where people are going to start, grabbing their pitchforks and torches and saying I'm an idiot. It is my opinion. I didn't think The Hateful Eight was that great compared to the rest of his films. I just don't. But now we're stuck in the spot of like, what do we do with the last 7 movies? Because these are phenomenal. I think I know what I'm going to put at 7, even though you could argue it higher. You really could. And I'm going to put 7, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Love the cast, love the movie. It's fun to watch. But I just... I just think that compared to the rest of what's left, I feel like it would be hard to put it any higher. Like, I feel like, okay, I'm confident in this as my list so far. I'm not confident about what's to happen next. I really am not. To kind of talk about these movies for me, I feel like The Hateful Eight even though it's a great movie, I felt very underwhelmed with how great the cast was and how cool the idea was. It was one of those movies where I was like, I'll watch this once and be done. Where almost every other one of his movies is quite the opposite of that. Where maybe Jackie Brown, whatever. Um, but like I think I've seen Reservoir Dogs 4 or 5 times. I've watched Pulp Fiction probably 6 or 7. Both Kill Bills 3 or 4. Glorious Bastards 3 or 4. Django probably 4 or 5. Um, those might be exaggerated. I've seen a lot of them at least 2 or 3 times. Um, but the Hateful Eight, I don't have a desire. I don't. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe it is better the more times you rewatch it. I don't know. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is phenomenal. You got Brad Pitt, you got Leo. I mean, yeah, the awesome scene where he fights Bruce Lee. Like, I mean, there's so much in that movie, and it's so awesome. Visually too, it's impeccable. Like, I love, like, I feel like they really captured that era of movies. Um, but I just don't think it's going to be better than anything else on the list. And I'm kind of like twiddling my thumbs here because I really don't know what I'm going to do. I think we got to put Kill Bill Volume 2 at 6. Good conclusion to the story. Love it. Love Kill Bill. Always have. Shout out Uma Thurman. I just, I don't think I can put it higher on the list. And I think we're going to put Kill Bill 1 at 5. Oh, I think it's tough, but I feel pretty good about that. Um, I'm just kind of lost in thought thinking. I'm like, I've watched Kill Bill probably the most of these, and I fucking love Kill Bill because it captures that like kung fu movie, but mixed with so much more, and it's just badass and fucking dope. And it's got a pretty good story. I feel like it's got to be 6 and 5 though. Yeah. All right, top 4. I have no idea where my head's at with this. I feel like this is where all of the comments are going to really sprout from if anyone watches this. Because Quentin Tarantino is a very passionate fan base. And like I said, before you write your fucking comments, I love Quentin Tarantino. So I don't want to hear it. But I do. Let me know. Whew. Do we just piss everybody off right now? I don't think I can declare my number 1 yet. I know what it's between, I think, which makes it easier. I think number 4, I'm gonna give Inglourious Basterds. I know. I know. Hot take, maybe? I don't know. I don't know, because there is a world where it definitely could be below Kill Bill, but it's not. I think for some people it might be. But I think I'm going to give Inglourious Basterds number 4. And this is what I think is going to piss the most people off, because we're putting Reservoir Dogs at 3. We're putting Reservoir Dogs at 3. I think a lot of Film Bro and Tarantino fans and whatnot still think Reservoir Dogs is the best. I don't. So we have Pulp Fiction and we have Django Unchained last. And it's tough. Pulp Fiction, a classic. Still quoted to this day. Say what one more time. how many wallets have sold from this movie? Thousands, hundreds of thousands. But Django Unchained is pretty fucking awesome. Pretty fucking awesome. I'm kind of just like sitting here in silence, like, because I don't like when I do these tier lists. I want this to be known. Like, I don't sit here and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I want like my genuine thoughts to come through in the moment, right? I don't sit here and think like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, right? The only reason why I had the bottom three layout, and I'll be honest with you, is because I tried filming this and I realized that for whatever reason, the record button didn't work. So I got to the Hateful Eight and had to restart, right? But the rest of it, no idea what I was going to do. And I still don't know what I'm going to do with these top two because, like, the safe pick is put Pulp Fiction at number one. I think a lot of people would agree with that. I think a lot of people put Pulp Fiction in their top 25 favorite movies of all time, right? But I really like Django Unchained. And from a viewing standpoint, Pulp Fiction's phenomenal. Clearly, right? Pulp Fiction's phenomenal. But if someone comes to me on a Friday night in 2025 and they're like, I got these two movies, what do you want to watch? Pulp Fiction or Django Unchained? I feel like I'm picking Django Unchained every time. But I don't know if that means that it should be a higher rated movie than Pulp Fiction. Yeah, no, we got to go Pulp Fiction number one. It's the safe, boring pick. I'm sorry. I know. But I just feel. I feel like it's got to be that. Like, I think if we're going any other way, it's just kind of silly. So, like, I understand if you guys disagree with me here, right? I know a lot of people would put Django much lower. I know Reservoir Dogs, people would probably put probably second or first. And maybe Inglourious Basterds over Django. I'm pretty confident that most people agree with me on this side. Um, I don't know. This is tough. So since I did this differently, if we go look at the community rank, it's going to be way different. Yeah. There's only one person. S Perfect. So his top four were the same as me, but he put Reservoir Dogs first. But he had the hateful eight at A. Interesting. Let's see his full list. Oh, he's never seen any other movies. Why the fuck would you make a 5-movie tier? Dumbass. All right. Whatever. All right, there's my Quentin Tarantino top 10. Pulp Fiction, Django, Reservoir Dogs, Inglourious Basterds, Kill Bill 1, Kill Bill 2, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Hateful Eight, Jackie Brown. I almost said Jackie Robinson again. I just watched that Robinson or 42 the other night. Phenomenal movie, by the way. So I just have that on my mind for some reason. And then Death Proof. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree or disagree. Like I said, Quentin Tarantino is one of the GOATs. I know he's only doing one more movie, and then he's probably calling it a career. I feel like in Quentin Tarantino fashion, he'll make one more movie, and then I feel like he'll come back when he's much older and do like one more final movie. Maybe Kill Bill 3. I don't know. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Catch you on the flips. Peace.